Hey Ritual family, I'm Kelly. Welcome to your 30-minute barre class. All you'll need for this class is yourself and a chair or some kind of stable surface for you to use during your practice. So this is just a nice short class, but we'll get straight to the point. We're going to work a lot through the legs and we'll come down towards the end and do a little bit of core and also upper body. So first we're going to start with the right hand on your barre. Come in nice and close with the heels zipped together and the toes wide so your feet make this really beautiful V shape. Bring your left hand to your hip. So from here we want to feel like we're sliding our back down a wall. So the knees are going to come forward of the toes, but they track in line with the toes themselves. So it's a nice simple plie. So we're going to bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. So we're going to lengthen the tailbone down, we find our pubis, we just encourage it forward so we keep the core locked in nice and tight. Lower and lift. Relax through the shoulders a little bit here, or a lot if it's available to you, and lift through the crown of the head. Down and up. Let's do 10 more. 9 and 8. 7, so when the legs come back together. 6, really zip up through the inner thighs. 5, and give your tush a good squeeze. Last 4, and 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to add on to here, we're going to do a plie. We're going to lift the heels. We're going to lengthen the legs, and then heels together. Plie, heels lift, rise, heels together. Plie, heels lift, rise, heels together. Let's do 10. Inhale, exhale. 9. Resist the urgency to stick your butt out behind you. See if you can really tuck it in. Very nice. Heels rise, legs lift, heels down. Plie, heels rise, legs lift and down. Let's do 5 more. In, X and 4, heels up. Nice big squeeze of your calves. And 3, and squeeze, up, and 2, inhale, exhale, 1 more full round. Very nice. Then from here, meet me in a plie and then lift the heels. And we're going to dip. Dip down and up, down and up. 1 and 2 and 3, knees open. 4, 5, 6, nicely done. 7, 8, 9. We're going to go 10 more of these for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down and hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7. We love these holds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Heels down, heels rise. You might want to come a little bit closer to your barre or your platform. Reach your left arm out. Then we're going to do a nice step wide. We're going to do a plie, a nice wide-legged plie, reach the arm around, and then we step back. So we're going to plie, round, step, heels together. Plie, round, step, heels together. Now try and bend the knee as soon as the foot lands. So it's nice and smooth, and your knee's nice and safe. We're going to go 2, 3, 4, nicely done, and 5, 6, we're going to go 10 of these, 7, and then we're going to add on a movement, and 8, 9, and 10. So from here, we're going to step wide to our plie. As we pulse the hips, we're going to lift the arm up, and then we come back. So we plie, pulse, arm lift, and in. Plie, pulse, arm lift, and in. For 1, good, and 2, connect to your breathing. 3, because your body really needs it here. 4, and in. 5, and in. 6, really active through these arms. 7, and purposeful. In, and 8. 9, we're going to do 1 more, then we add on 1 more movement, and 10. So from here we plie, We pulse arm lift, then we do a big lift, knee into rib cage, elbow down to thigh. We land back into our plie with the arm up, back to first position. Whew. Are you ready? Inhale, exhale, in, X, and in. For 10, squeeze, plie, and in. 9, awesome. 8, squeeze. So good, team. 7, squeeze. 6, get nice and low in those legs. Last 5, squeeze. And in, and 4. Make that pulse really low. Whew. And 3, and squeeze. And in, last 2, squeeze. Last 1, out, pulse, squeeze. So good. Inhale, reach arm up. Exhale, take a gentle fold. So nice, everyone. Rise on up, turn to face your mat. We will do the second side a little bit later on. From here, we're going to work into the legs. Take your right forearm to your base and the left forearm over top. Step your heels back so they're right underneath the heels and you have a good generous bend into the knees. We're going to land onto the right foot first. And then from here, we're going to pluck the left heel up into the left sit bone. So we're going to do a few rounds of donkey kicking here with a little bit of variation. So first, knee to knee, and then we press and drive out through the heel. Knee to knee, and press. Knee to knee, and press. I'm going to wrap this left outer hip down and in, just so we're not hiking up through this left side. The hips are nice and square, and you should be able to balance a plate or a coffee cup right on your sacrum. And press. And the spine is super still. All we're doing here is articulating at the hip and the knee joint. And press. Let's do 10 more. 9, pull in through the front ribs. And 8. Let's go 7 more. You're doing really well. 6. So that's standing leg. Last 5 is also going to feel the burn as well. And 4. In fact, expect that. Last 3. And press. And 2. And press. Last 1. I'm going to hold it out with the toes pointing down. Spin the pinky toe down. We're going to dip. And dip. For 1, 2, up, 3, 4, 5. Keep this leg super straight. And 6, and 7, 8, 9. I'm going to go 10 more. And 10. Keep the heart lifting. 9. Gaze forward. 8, 7, 6, 5. Last 4, and 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold here. We're going to wag the tail. So we want to keep this nice and small. It's not a huge movement. We stay within the confines of the width of our mat. So we cross our tail over towards the right, and then we bring it back out in a slight diagonal to the left. It's like we're sliding our foot across the pane of glass or a wall. So we slide to the right, and we out to the left. Cross to the right, and out to the left. So nice. For 10, and out to the left. And 9, and out to, I don't know about you, but my right butt is killing me. And out. And try not to take your spine with you here. Again, it's isolated at the hip socket. Let's do 7 more. And out. Whoo, and 6. And out, slight diagonal. Last 5. And 4. And out. Oof. Last 3. And 2. Oh my goodness. And 1. Good. Now we're going to hold that left leg out on a slight diagonal. So if you look around the left shoulder, you should be able to see your left foot. We do little pulses on the diagonal. Down, up, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get in that side pocket. 7, 8, 9. We've just got 10 more. and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, last 2, and 1. Inhale, hold, and exhale, release. Woo. Give your right glute a little bit of a loving little patter, and we're gonna get to the second side. So I'm just gonna move my prop over so I can continue to face you at home. And we start in the first position. If you need a quick sip of water, go ahead, grab one. You can just meet me whenever you're ready. Heels together, toes apart, first position, left hand on your bar. From here, right hand to the hip, and it's just a bend and stretch. So again, we want to keep the tailbone tucked under. So if you just see me from the side, the knees do go forward. So the hips actually stay right over the heels, as opposed to sticking the booty out. Good. Let's do 10 more. 9, just a nice little stretch for the calves. 8, 7, then scoop up through these inner thighs. Last 6, and 5, squeeze. 4, squeeze your glutes together as well. 3, get a little bit of extra in there. 2, and 1. Here's our combo. So we plie, we lift the heels, we lengthen the legs, heels down. Plie, lift the heels, lengthen, and down. For 10, in, X, 9, just working a little bit into the lower legs here as well. And 8, inhale, and 7, make sure you're breathing wherever you are. 6, last 5, really knit these front ribs in. And 4, awesome, last 3, keep those knees tracking wide, and 2, last 1, full round, then we're gonna meet in a plie with the heels up and hold, then we dip and dip. Awesome, 1, knees open, 2, 3, relax the shoulders, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we've got 10 more to go, 10, and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, last 2, and 1. Inhale, hold, heels down, and rise. Very nice. And then from here, maybe you want to step a little bit closer so that when you step out to your plie, you can still reach your bar and then come back in. Alrighty? Same, other side. I'm going to step wide and in. Wide, bend the knee as soon as the foot lands. For 10, 9, 8, strong frame through the arms. 7, they're not just flipping around like Cook's pieces of spaghetti. And 6, last 5, 4, so just to get the heart rate up really. And 3, let's strengthen that muscle as well. Last 2, 1, then we're gonna add on the pulse. So we plie, pulse, lift the arm, do a big circle back to first. Plie, lift, and in. 10, 9, wherever you are, don't forget to breathe. 8, breath is paramount. 7, 6, 5. Go at your own pace as well. Last 4, if you feel this is a little too quick for you at the moment. You do you in every step of the way. 2 more rounds. And 1. Then we're going to add on the next movement. We plie, we pulse, we lift the knee, elbow down, back to the plie, and then in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 10. 9. Squeeze, pull that thigh right up into the belly, get a little lost. It happens. Squeeze, and in, and 7. Pull, land, and in. 6, pull, land, in. We have 5 more of these, and then we change it up. Find some depth in those legs, really drive through the feet. pull. Last 2. More rounds to go. Pull, and in, and 1. Finish off this round perfectly, and in. Reach arms up, take a breath in. Fold on the breath out. So nice, everybody, well done. Then we rise. If you need a little sip of water, by all means, go for it. Hopefully you're a little puff like me. Take left forearm to your bar first, right forearm on top. Heels land right underneath the sit bone, so you have a bend into the knee, and you always have this beautiful neutral spine where we fold and unfold from the pelvis and not the spine itself. So keep this alignment, stick your butt bones back, use your bar here without collapsing into it. Extend the right foot back, then we're going to pluck the heel up into the sit bone. We go knee to knee, make sure there's a bend in your standing leg, and exhale, press and drive through the heel. Knee to knee, and press. Knee to knee, press. So good. So you don't really need to pull that knee all the way in, just about in line with the left knee. Keep your heart and your gaze moving outwards. So working into these postural muscles as well. Let's do 10 more. 9, really focus on that lower belly, pulling up. 8, squeeze. 7, lots of energy through that heel. 6, like you're trying to put a hole in the wall behind you. Last 5. 4, press. 3, last 2. 1, very nice. Now we hold, we flex the ankles so toes point down, and we dip. So we're driving this movement with the back line of the leg all the way from the heel to the glute, and up, up. So good. Whew. Keep that left knee soft. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 more. 5, 4, try not to collapse. 3, 2, 1, and we wag the tail. So without taking the spine with you, hold everything above the pelvis still. We cross to the right, the left, and then out to the right on a slight diagonal. So again, if you look around, you should see your foot. Cross to the left, out to the right. Cross to the left, out to the right. For 10, so keep everything from here up really still. 9, 8, and out. 7, 6, even just make the range of movement smaller. Last 5, 4, so good. 3, get a little bit more height through that right leg. Last 2, and 1, then we hold the leg out on a slight diagonal towards your right, spin the right pinky toe down, and we lift on this diagonal. Little pulse, little pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We go 10 more, then you're done. 10, then we're on the ground. 9, so really push through. 8, dig deep. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it off. Whew. Good, you can remove your chair or your base, and you can meet me down on the ground. Just before we move on to the rest, we'll do a nice little glute stretch. So take the hands behind you with the fingertips face forward. If it's easy for your shoulders, you can spin the fingertips behind you. Totally up to you. Bring your right knee and pluck it up into the shoulder, flex the ankle over and above the left knee, and then plug the left foot into the floor. And now use your hand to lengthen your arm bones and stretch your heart up to the sky. Flex your right ankle, pull the toes back towards the knee, like you're kind of tightening a guitar string as such. And then actively with your right glute, press the knee away from you. The more you fold into the crease of the hip, the deeper you'll find the stretch. Let's stay here for 3, and 2, One more deep breath in. Long breath out. Bend the elbows. Lengthen the left leg enough so you can unhook the right foot and then replace to the other side. Bend up. Get your hips a little bit closer towards the right heel. Lift up through your heart like you're stretching it forward and up and into space. Pull the left toes back. So think of the left toes again like strings on a guitar, drawing it back towards the shaft at the knee. Press the left knee away. Get a little bit more space. Shift the front of the pelvis forward to meet the thighs. And 2. Oh, feels so good after all that standing glute work, right? One more deep breath in. Long breath out. Good, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lengthen the legs. Good. So from here, we'll do a little bit more work in the position that we're in so we can get into these triceps. So I'm sure you're familiar with tricep dips. So I'm going to spin the fingertips this time to face the heels. Wrap the elbows in as much as you can. And if you really struggle with that, the easiest thing to do is to turn your hands on a slight diagonal, and that will pull the elbows in closer towards your body, as opposed to them splaying out wide. So you can give that a try. Feet plant down. Now option 1 is you just stay with your sit bones on the ground, and you can bend the elbows and then rise. Option 2, you can pick your hips up off the floor. The movement doesn't originate from this space, so it's not a hip thrust. The hips stay still, and we focus on bending and extending through the elbow joint and keeping those elbows wrapped in. So when you're ready, let's find your position and we'll get going. So we're going to bend and extend. Bend and extend. Let's go 10, 9. I'm going to find some static holds through the set. 8. 7, 6, 5, good, nice and easy, 4, 3, keep the breath flowing, and 2, and 1. Then from here, I'm going to bend, pause, and up. Bend, pause, and up. Let's go 10, hold, up. 9, hold, up. Last 8. Pause, rise. 7, really anchor down through the center of the palm. Last 6. Up and 5. Up and 4. 3. 2. Oh my goodness, there it is. And 1. Back to single. We down and up. For 10, I'm going to come to the floor. And 9, I've already done a workout today. 8, so my arms are kind of burning right now. 7, 6, always got to take care of you, right? Last 5, 4, not overdoing it. And 3, there is such a thing. 2, and 1. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, release arms forward. So good. Let's come on down to our back. Let the base of the skull rest onto the floor. Wrap the right arm across your body. Your left arm across your body, or whatever arm you have. Stretch out through the outer shoulder and the outer arm. And then to the other side. So good. Good. So from here, I'm going to bring our arms by our side and plug the center of the palm down. Stretch your shoulders away from the earlobes. I'm going to bring both knees into tabletop. Good. So from here, just going to find our core. So if you can imagine the kind of engagement your stomach creates when you cough, if you're kind of unsure, you can take your peace fingers to the front of your hips, walk them inwards a little bit to that nice little squishy spot, and do a little cough. And you should feel that switch on, and that's the engagement that we want there, down in the lower transverse and rectus abdominis, okay? Then from here, I'm going to do just some little toe taps to start with to warm up through the core. So I'm going to tap the right toe away, so this is originating from the hip socket, and back nice and controlled. Try not to overarch, really plug the back ribs and the sacrum into the ground. You should only be able to find just a nice little gap, enough to fit a pea underneath your lower back. And tap the left foot and back. Right foot and in. Left foot and in. Let's go 10 more of these. 9, then feel some strings. 8 from the floating bottom ribs to your hips, kind of really hugging these two areas towards each other. Really finding a nice container in which to work within. Let's do 7 and 6, 5 and 4, 3. Great ones to do if you're expecting as well. Last 2. It's nice and gentle. And 1. So good. Well, I'm going to bring in an upper body curl. So we're just doing some really simple work today. Simple done well is really effective. So always keep that in mind. It doesn't always have to be really elaborate and complicated. So elbows nice and wide. Now, if it's a little bit too much, you can take your feet to the floor for some more support. Otherwise, we stay at tabletop. We're going to inhale here, prepare and engage the abdominals, zip navel to spine. As we exhale, we curl up. We curl down, we curl up. So I want you to think about just letting the head really rest nice and heavy into the palm of the hands, and then spread the wings of the elbows wide apart. Go, let's do 8 more. Just warming up here. And 7, then we're going to add these 2 together. And 6. Last 5, nice, steady and controlled. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. So good. Then from here, as we inhale, curl down, we do a little tap of the right foot. If you have a little bit more of an advanced practice, you've been doing this for a little while and you want a little bit more, you're welcome to do a full leg extension if that's what you're feeling into doing. Otherwise, you can stay with me with just the nice toe taps. So I'm going to tap the right and curl in, tap the left and curl in. 1. 2, so really focus on the widening of those arms. 3, in the movement coming from the core. 4, not just from pulling on the head and neck. For 5, 6, 7, think sternum to ceiling. 8, you're doing amazing. 9, I'm gonna go 10 more of these and we have a couple more moves. 9, and then you're done. 8, a nice quick half hour. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Let's give our upper body a rest for a moment. We're going to keep the knees at tabletop. This time we're going to do a reverse curl. So if you're pregnant, I'd advise you just stick with toe taps. What you can do to make it more challenging is you can do a double toe tap. Otherwise, everybody else, we're going to draw the knees and do a nice big circle up and around and in towards the shoulders. So we peel the spine from the bottom to the top, knees in, and we control and articulate our way back down to full tabletop. So we're going to curl in. So imagine that you're kind of replacing your spine back down onto like a sheet of broken glass or nails or anything like that that you can imagine is really uncomfortable. And the slower that you go, the less discomfort that you feel. But the bonus is the slower that you go, the more control you have to use, the stronger you'll become, the more awareness you will have. Up and over. Try not to go too high. You want to keep your shoulder blades on the floor all the time and your neck in a nice and neutral position. So good. Let's do 5 more. Think lift and then over, as opposed to just knees coming straight back. So it's a lift up and over. Up and over. Last 3. Whew. And 2. Oh, that one works well. And 1. So nice. Good. Last little bit. Still continuing with reverse curls, but we just make it a little bit harder this time. So these are often known as bunny hops. I don't particularly like that name because it kind of lets us think that we can just hop our way through this one. And we want to actually avoid that. So what we kind of tend to see is a swing, a lift, and a plonk. Again, I want you to bring in that imaginatory sheet of glass or bed of nails underneath you, so you're really going to control your way back down. Try not to use momentum to get the lift, use your core strength. You can use a tiny bit of a runway to get the lift, think feet straight to the ceiling, and then control your hips down. So it's not a fast movement. Let's slow it down. Up, toes, do a little sprinkle of touch to the ceiling. Good. Inhale and exhale, lift. You're welcome to use your arms for some support. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can stack the hands behind the head or even reach them up and overhead. Just so you really take this upper body, the shoulders and the arms out of the conversation, and it's all your core. And again, if you're pregnant, you can stay with either the toe taps or you can extend your legs out to a 45-degree from here, okay? Let's do 10 more. And if you want a little bit of extra spice, you're welcome to lower the legs on a 45-degree at the bottom. Whew. Only if you want it. It's your practice. You do you every step of the way. Good. So it's okay to kind of explore your limits, but just make sure that you also have boundaries. Okay, that's really important. Let's do 5 more. Nearly there. And 4, so make sure that descent is really slow. Bone by bone by bone by bone by bone, then butt. 3. And 2, really working into this lower core. It's hard. Probably hear the shaking in my voice. Last 1. And curl, 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 curl. And then hug knees in. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Yum, well done. Place the feet to the floor, heel toe the feet wide, open the wingspan of the arms, and drop the knees to the ground. Over towards the left. Find some space into the front of the right hip and around the back of the right hip and into the lumbar spine. And 2. And 1. Lovely work. Bring knees back to center. All the way to the other side. So this was quite a short class, so I just invite you, just after this little stretch here, if there's any other stretches that you wish to take, if you want to redo your glutes, if you need to take any extra twists or anything that you feel appropriate for your body, please do so. But I'll leave you to do that once this recording is over, and you can guide yourself through and do whatever it is you need to do. So make sure you drink lots of water, really hydrate and nourish yourself. Bring the knees back to center. Hug the knees in. We'll gently roll our way up to a seat. Cross-legged or kneeling, whatever is available for your body in this moment. Bring hands to heart. Let's take a collective breath in. And a big sigh to let go. Just a moment here to really honor ourselves and each other in this virtual space that we co-created together. I hope you had a really joyful and wonderful experience within your practice. Hope to see you again on the mat soon, whether it's in studio or in this digital world. Take care of yourself.